The Undercountry Music News is an excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Undercountry Music, which features music from great country artists you won't hear on mainstream radio, as well as a roundup of the most interesting country music news of the week without all the fluff. To listen and subscribe to the full weekly episode, please visit undercountrymusic.com or simply subscribe to the Undercountry Music Podcast on iTunes. Let's get into it. I'm just going to break it loose because it's time for the Undercountry Music News! Happy News Year! The Undercountry Music News is the portion of the show where I go on to Google and I ask Lady Google, what's happening in the past week of country music news? And Google serves me up all the top country music news sources of the past week. And I go on to all of them, and sometimes Lady Google does disappoint, because I go on to a lot of these, and it's just fluff BS press releases, and I just want to take out a revolver and blow my dang brains out. And then there are other sites which actually do their job and report the country music news. I like those sites. Me and those sites, we're good friends. But I'll tell you what, and I find the one or two good news stories from here and there and there and here and here and over there, and then under that and over that, and I look high, look low, and I compile them all into a big sloppy news ball, which you and I then, suck the glaze off the top with a straw and dunk into our Christmas soup. And that's the Undercountry Music News. Oh, by the way, if I get to a website and they have absolutely no country music news, I reward that website with the Undercountry Music News Wet Belch of the Week. Let me demonstrate. I've got this Christmas soup in me, don't I? I'm sitting here eating soup, very, very chunky soup. Not chunky soup, but it's my own. As I said, I made my own soup for those of you just tuning in here. Let's see. Demonstration of the Undercountry Music News Wet Belch of the Week. Let's see. I liked that one. And it was tasty. Tastes like Christmas soup. Let's get into it. Over at CMT Country Music News, Country Music Television, they are reporting that little Jimmy Dickens, the Grand Ole Opry star, has been hospitalized, and they have not disclosed the reason. Dickens, who is 94, was admitted to a Nashville area hospital on Christmas Day. He's been in and out of hospitals over the past few years for a variety of ailments, including brain surgery in 2009 when he suffered a subdural hematoma. I actually don't even know what a subdural hematoma is. And that's the quality of reporting you get here. And in 2013, he was admitted to the hospital for a precancerous condition on his vocal cords, which did take him off the Grand Ole Opry. I think he's come in and waved a few times, but other than that, I don't think he's performed at the Opry since. I could be wrong about that. Please correct me if I am, but say a prayer for Tater while you head into the new year, won't you? Over at Country Weekly, they have the little Jimmy Dickens story and a blurb about Glen Campbell coming home for Christmas from his Alzheimer's care facility, but that's about it. Not much to see here, folks. Taste of Country, check in with them. Dierks Bentley is set to headline the Orpheuscapade Mardi Gras Parade in 2015. All right, drunk on a float. Nothing else over there either. We're going to move on to Great American Country, GAC. I get the feeling, this being the holiday time, right in the thick of it, I get the feeling that this is going to be a short one today. Over at GAC, Great American Country, Holly Marie Combs and Shannen Doherty are teaming up for a new GAC series called Off the Map with Shannen and Holly, taking on fan-voted activities. Now, these fan-voted this and fan-voted that award show and things like that, and like the fans decided what they're going to do, and all. You've seen those things before. They're normally complete BS. Now, usually when stuff like this is put forward, fans, they're given a short list of pre-selected things created by some producer sitting somewhere. And trust me, no fans came up with any list of any kind. Otherwise, especially with Shannen and Doherty in the mix, you can imagine what they'd have these two doing, and probably some of it illegal. But wouldn't that be a show to tune into? I'd watch that. Over at the boot. Okay, apparently the news this week is really, really slow, but we're going to trudge along. Dang it, it's episode 150. I am not going down without a fight. And in my trudging, as I trudged through the muck of this week's country music news, I came across this story about Jamie Lynn Spears in a knife fight. Okay, actually, this one's pretty lame, too. She was at the Pita Pit in Louisiana with a friend when her friend got hit in the head with a bottle. What the hell kind of Pita Pit are they hanging out at? What did Pita Pits all of a sudden become like real rough spots? And is the Pita Pit really serving things in glass bottles instead of like paper cups? I don't know. It doesn't say. I mean, did someone take out their bottle? I don't know. Maybe there was just some crazy drunk person. Who knows? Anyway, Jamie Lynn pulls her friend behind the counter, grabs a serrated bread knife, and waves it around while the cops are called. Cops came. No charges were pressed against anybody, and it was never determined if the bottle thrower hit Jamie Lynn Spears' friend on purpose. I'm getting the feeling this is going to be a half an hour show today. This is ridiculous. Somebody needs to do something interesting around here. There. Tasty. All right. This is our last hope. We're going to check in with the 615, which is a subsection of Billboard.com dedicated to the music of the Nashville area. The 615 is the area code for the greater Nashville area. I'm in Murfreesboro, a half hour south of Nashville, and I have the 615 area code. All right. There's a fluff piece article about how Chris Young is learning how to be a headliner from Dierks Bentley. Because Dierks is so known for his fiery showmanship and Entertainer of the Year awards, isn't he? Right. And, well, I don't know. I've never been to a Dierks show. I somehow, I mean, he's a fine entertainer, don't get me wrong. He's got decent songs and, he's just pretty normal. I don't really see him running around like a ball of fire in his videos. I doubt he's really running around like a ball of fire on stage, but I could be wrong. As I said, I haven't seen him. I just don't get that impression of him. Doesn't seem like a wild man to me. All right, and there's an overview over at the 615 on all the country nominees for the 2015 Grammys. Now, if that's sort of a thing for you, if you like to go watch that raunchy spectacle every year, otherwise known as the Grammys, and sit your kids in front of the tube while various rap stars pole dance, well, there you go. And I guess that's pretty much it for the news. All right, there you go. Stick a fork in it, folks, because this has been your Country Music News. Happy News Year. Yeah, by the way, I always upload the news portion of this show on YouTube, and I also upload it to Spreaker. So if you're ever interested in just hearing the week in country music news without all the fluff, and you just want to get to that and don't give a rat's behind about music from lesser-known artists. Why am I helping you here? Anyway, I will continue. You can go onto YouTube, look for the Undercountry Music News, or just go to undercountrymusicnews.com, which will then redirect you to my Spreaker page. And I'm about 4 likes away over there, about 4 followers away over there on my Spreaker page from 100. And once I get to 100 followers, I will then be able to submit the news portion of the show to iHeartRadio. Now, why do I break out the news portion of the show? Well, try and get on iHeartRadio. They won't allow the show on with the songs. They don't allow more than 30 seconds of music. So I suck, like the banjos you hear in the background. Actually, if you're listening to just the news, you won't hear the banjos in the background. But the rest of you that are hearing the banjos in the background right now, they won't be there. And neither will the songs. It's just the news portion. And there you go. So 4 more followers over at Spreaker, and I can submit the Undercountry Music News to iHeartRadio. Oh, yeah, and also on YouTube, they have algorithms which, flag anything with copyrighted music. And if I get 3 flags, I can have my account shut down. So I can't really put the music on over there either. So I figured my strategy, just throw the news portion up there and let people know if they want the whole show, they can come back here and listen to it. It's called, leading people with a carrot. I don't know what it's called. I'm just trying to get some damn people to listen to this show. Is that so bad? Is it so frickin' bad for a show host to want people to listen to his damn show? I mean, is that what the world has come to this day and age? Thank you for listening to the Undercountry Music News. The Undercountry Music News is just a small excerpt of the weekly hour-long internet broadcast Undercountry Music, where I play music and have great interviews by lesser-known original country acts. Get on over to undercountrymusic.com where you can listen and subscribe. Stay under, stay country.